Good morning, this is Gidget Graham at Crown Point Realty. Welcome to Coffee with Crown Point. I'm here with Eric Klein and we're at Sambalatte's, and today we're going to be talking about escrow and title. Come on in and join us. At Crown Point, we believe in creating a real estate experience for our clients that is second to none. Educating and preparing our clients for what to expect is the best way to ensure we get you started in the right direction. As committed realtors, we are always on the go and always well caffeinated. We decided why not answer your real estate questions over a cup of coffee at some of our favorite spots. This is Coffee with Crown Point. Good morning. And also we want to thank you and your team for just being a valued asset to our partnership as Crown Point in regards to having an important part of our team being the escrow and title work, and we really appreciate the efforts, the energy, and the expertise your team brings.
Well, we appreciate you as well, and thanks for having me here today.
Absolutely. So one of the things that our clients hear constantly from us is you're going to be going to escrow and title, and they look at us and they say, well, I think I have a basic understanding of what that means, but can you give them a full definition of what escrow is and what title is?
Sure. The escrow process is kind of the upfront part of the process. It's where we are working with the principals, the buyers, the sellers on the transaction. We're working to clear liens and judgments. We're gathering all their personal information, such as their lender information, the current loans. We're really a neutral third party where we're taking written instruction from the principals so that we can help them through the transaction. The title insurance side is the kind of the behind the scenes where we're clearing the liens and judgments. We're searching property records to make sure that the property is free and clear. We can transfer it without any kind of issue or cloud that could affect the buyer as they move forward.
So can you tell us what some of the pitfalls our clients might experience during the title and escrow process? What things they can be cautious about looking forward to or being out in front of so they don't avoid those pitfalls?
Sure. Really the most important thing is that when escrow is open, we need as much information as we can have right up front. When we receive the contract, we need it filled out completely because, again, that's where we're going to get our information. Many times we were going to require a statement of information or a statement of identity from buyers or sellers, and it contains personal information, but we do need that information to be able to get the transaction closed on time. We need information like social security numbers. We need previous addresses that maybe you've lived at. The documents that we search down through the recorder's office have very limited information, so we have to cross-reference all of the personal information that we require with the documents that are recorded so we can determine whether or not these apply to this transaction or whether it's a completely different person.
All right. So an issue like a common name like Joe Smith might have a bigger issue.
Sure.
Can you explain to us why that might be?
Sure. Well, obviously, if it's Joe Smith or Joseph Smith, there's going to be 100 of them in southern Nevada, and there's going to be thousands of documents recorded with Joe Smith's name. So the documents that we're searching have, like I said, limited information. It's going to have a property address that he lived at maybe 8 years ago, or it's going to have a partial social security number, or it's going to have a previous spouse's name on it. All those kinds of details and information is what we need up front so we can cross-reference and determine if this is our Joe Smith or if this was somebody else completely. We don't want to hold up the transaction if we don't have to.
Okay, that's good to know. So to help them prepare.
Yes.
And understand why you're asking for that personal information.
Yes.
Hey, can you tell us a little bit about the primary costs that are associated with title and escrow that our clients will experience?
Sure. I mean, obviously there's a title policy premium and then there's an escrow fee. Typically, the seller is going to pay for the owner's policy, and the buyer is going to pay for the lender's policy. Typically, and this can always be negotiated, but typically in southern Nevada, the escrow fee is split between the two parties equally. One difference with Chicago Title is that our escrow fee is all inclusive. There's no doc prep fee, there's no loan tie-in fee, there's no email doc fee, there's not a courier fee. Many of the other title companies in town charge those ancillary fees. Ours is all included in the escrow fee. So if you're calling around, kind of comparing title and escrow premiums, it's good to remember that we won't have the ancillary fees. And whoever you call, just always remember to ask the question if there's any other ancillary fees that they need to know about.
Okay, that's good information too. So one of the things that our clients like to ask is, what is the difference between a lender's policy and an owner's policy, and why do I need them?
Sure. Well, you're definitely going to have a lender's policy if you're going with a major lender. The lender wants to be ensured that they are in first position and that nobody else could step in front of them and foreclose on the property or make a claim to the property. The owner's policy is going to protect the new owner, the buyer, from any clouds on title, fraud or forgery, and it protects them from another person coming up and literally knocking on the door and saying, hey, I own this property. So we will protect and defend against those kinds of mistakes or clouds on title.
So how is the client actually defended, or how does the claim work for an owner if they have a claim?
Yeah, if the owner ever, or the lender ever feels that they're about to be a claim is going to be made against their property that could cost them financially, the title companies will not only defend them in court, but if they ever do suffer any sort of monetary loss, we cover those costs as well, or those expenses.
Okay. So a title policy is protecting their biggest asset probably in their portfolio, so it's very important to have.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, thank you again. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I wanted to thank you for joining us with Coffee with Crown Point.
Do you have a question that you'd like to have answered? Feel free to submit a comment below, send us a message, or give us a call, and we will feature it in an upcoming episode.